and welcome to CNN Newsroom. I'm Paula Newton. You're watching our breaking news coverage of the ongoing cave rescue in Thailand. And of course, it is a race against time and weather for those rescue teams. 4 boys were extracted Sunday, but more rain threatens the mission to save 9 people still trapped. Now, the rescued boys were rushed to a hospital while their 8 teammates and football coach remain stranded. Doctors are assessing their health, and divers are gearing up to restart that rescue. Now, the mission was put on hold overnight. Crews are now refilling oxygen tanks, resting, and planning their next move as an entire nation is praying they bring everyone home safely. For the latest now, CNN's David McKenzie joins us once again from northern Thailand. And David, we're at that break now. So Thai officials had said it'd be between 10 to 20 hours. We're at about 12 to 14, depending on when they were able to start their restaging. Have you heard anything else about when they will be ready to re-enter that cave?
Well, we can assume that if they do pull the trigger today, it will be now or very soon that they'll be making their way through those hazardous tunnels. And I want to bring you some new video from the dramatic rescue operation that really surprised everyone about how it seems it went off without a hitch, which is a relative term, of course, because of the extraordinarily difficult nature of this extraction. Divers, rescue workers, they had to pull the boys from the cave, one taken on a helicopter that flew overhead, the others streamed down this road in ambulances. And in the mountain behind me, in that cave system, again, there'll be this drama unfolding as this international team of divers linked up with their Thai Navy SEAL counterparts will be submerging, arriving at those boys. They'll make the difficult decision, if it hasn't already been made yet, of which boys will go through today and which will have to stay if they follow the same pattern that they did yesterday, with 2 boys emerging kind of 10 minutes apart. 2 hours later, another 2 boys 10 minutes apart. They've practiced this. They've drilled this. They've got teams from all over the world to execute it. Now they need to see if the rain overnight didn't make enough of an impact, whether they can do it all over again. Paula?
And we certainly hope they can, David. In terms of the 4 boys that were taken out, what do we know about their condition and what is going on with them now as they remain in hospital?
Well, last week, the hospital officials said that they'd be put under some kind of quarantine for a couple of days to make sure they are safe and that they didn't pick up any pathogens inside that cave. Now, we haven't heard that news since then, so they might have changed this plan as it's been a fluid plan all along. We do know that 3 of them were relatively well enough to be taken by road. 1 had to be airlifted back there. No confirmation on which boys officially got out of the cave. Although, as you can imagine, the communities in this area all desperate to know who is out, who remains, and what their state of health is. Again, it's worth stressing just how challenging technically this rescue is. You've got a team, as I described, and by all accounts, the 2 British divers, recreational cave divers, civilians, are the ones who are seen as the most experienced in these very specific set of circumstances. The zero visibility cave, the tight spaces, which requires a different kind of diving and a different kind of mental preparation to dive. Again, we expect them to be leading, and that's one of the reasons there was this pause, according to officials, is to give the key members of the rescue team a moment to rest and to get all the technical aspects in place again for this challenging dive and rescue. Paula?
You know, David, we've been told again and again how important the drilling is in terms of drill for this, drill for that, make sure that you understand the adversity that you may face in those caves. How will that change and how will their preps change now that, and I'm thankful to see that the rain has not started behind you yet, but how will it change as we await, unfortunately, more rain in the forecast?
Well, that depends. I mean, the worst case scenario for the boys would be that there's so much rain that they have to pause the rescue attempt completely because the inundation or necessarily the flow of the water there in the cave system is too rapid or too challenging for them to negotiate. That would be possibly the worst case scenario. There might be some temptation for them to speed up their systems because of that rain that is scheduled in the coming days. But they have been very methodical, at least publicly, about this system that they've put in place. As you say, they drilled it extensively, and according to the governor, managed to beat their own time assessment on getting these boys out. So one is hopeful that they will do it again with such relative efficiency today.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully there were lessons learned from the way it went off the first time because it was so successful. Again, excruciating wait for those families. David McKenzie there for us near the entrance to that cave, and we will get more updates from him in the next few minutes. Appreciate it, David.